I got involved in raw and living foods in the early 1990s. One of the things that we discovered very early on is that the major thing that's different about a raw food versus a food that's been cooked from a scientific perspective is that the raw food has enzymes in it. And what the heck is an enzyme? It's some kind of a catalyst, or it makes things digest easier, or it helps your metabolism work easier, or another way of saying it is helps you give you more energy. So when you eat raw foods that have these enzymes in it, let's say raw celery or honey, or let's say you're eating an apple, or let's say you had, I don't know, seaweed, something, whatever, if it's raw food, it has its enzymes intact, and your body takes that in, and it's a lot less work to digest that food. When we've cooked that food, we've destroyed the enzymes, which is kind of like a life force factor, and all of a sudden it's become difficult to access any real nutrients in that food because we have to work so hard to digest it. Now, I got so far into enzymes that I started looking into, well, how many enzymes are in a plant? I mean, how many enzymes are in each cell in our body? It turns out there's a lot of enzymes in every cell in our body, 4,000 at least, and in some cases 10,000 different enzymes in each cell in our body. That's a lot of enzymes. There's a lot of activity there. But when I looked deeper, I found out something. And that is, a lot of those enzymes aren't turned on. It's like a car manufacturing plant. They just made 4,000 cars, but there's only 20 drivers. So only 20 of them are driving around, and there's 3,980 of them just sitting there in the parking lot still. That's what happens to us when we don't get our minerals. We might even be able to get raw foods with enzymes in it, and we might even be able to get that food all the way into our cells. We absorb it and everything's good, but if it doesn't have any minerals in it, we can't switch on our own enzymes. And that's the catalyst. That's the transformation. That's what turns on our immune system. The effect of minerals on enzymes is profound. When we have minerals in our diet, zinc, manganese, copper, iodine, these things are able to switch the enzymes on. They're the drivers. They get in the car, and what do? They turn the cells on. And each cell starts vibrating at a higher level because all the activities are on. All the workers are at the plant. They're all there. They showed up to work that day. I then started looking into, okay, how do we get more minerals into our plants? Well, I very quickly found out that when you have more minerals in your soil, let's say you were using different soil mixtures that were a little bit higher quality than what's on the local farm these days, stuff that really had stuff in it. For example, you could have soil and it could have a lot of carbon and nitrogen and potassium and things that the soil needs, and all of a sudden you're growing pretty good food. But when we looked inside the plant, we found out when the minerals were present in the soil, the plant itself was producing more enzymes and it had more minerals. It was a double benefit. The minerals in the soil created more enzymes in the plant, and those minerals showed up in the plant. When we eat it, we get two things. We get all those minerals again that turn on all our enzymes, plus enzymes from the plant. Does that make sense? Check it out. That indicates that for us it's going to be a lot easier on digestion, and we're going to get a whole lot more. When we get a whole lot more, clarity, boom, our brain starts working. Vision improves. We start being able to think clearly. We start being able to go, whoa, okay, not aging anymore. I'm getting younger a little bit, and I'm feeling younger. We start feeling all those health benefits, and that's where it starts. Really, all health comes out of the soil. Very key teaching about mineralization. If we have everything in that soil, the chromium, the vanadium, the selenium, exotic stuff like that, even gold and silver, that's in that soil. And if we have the major stuff, the sodium, the right kind, the calcium, the right kind, potassium, if we have iodine, if we have zinc and copper and manganese, and if we start looking at all those trace elements, we begin to see, oh man, magnesium, we got that now. The plant improves its nutrition, it becomes healthier, it produces more enzymes, we eat that, it improves our nutrition, we produce more enzymes, and we live longer. Dr. Howell spent his entire career, 65 years, this guy's one of the leading enzyme researchers that's ever lived on Earth. And what he demonstrated is that what's really killing people is that at the end of their life, their enzymes are exhausted. They've run out of enzymes. There's nothing left. We can continuously replenish our enzymes with the right kind of food. and that food must have minerals in it. And then now you see the whole sequence. If the soil has more minerals, the plant's going to have more minerals and enzymes. We're going to get more minerals and enzymes, and we're going to live longer because we've got more minerals and enzymes. The longer you live, the better you're going to be able to do your job, whatever it is that you do in the world. The more you're going to have time for your family, the more you're going to have time for your grandkids, and the more places you're going to get to see on earth. A lot of people are so ill, they're so tired, their energy is so low, they don't even want to live anymore, so they think, well, why would I even want to have longevity? When you feel good all the time, you are actually living longer, not dying longer. You're living longer, not dying longer. And if you're in that state right now and you're wondering, why would I want to live longer? Let's get you healthy. Let's get the minerals into your food first. And then from there, we're going to step right on up and get to a place where you're going to want to live and you're going to want to support other movements that help other people to live and bring health into the world. You're going to want to spend time with your family. You're going to want to go out to all those places around the world that you always wanted to see, Great Pyramids or whatever that is. This is how we start. As this continuous program evolves, we're going to go through different foods that you can buy that actually contain those minerals. So even if you're not growing anything, we can kind of show you and indicate, okay, here's where you can get access to that stuff that has it all already easily available for you in a bag, shipped right to your house.